This is a product so good, it killed the company that made it.
You probably have one in your kitchen right now.
It has outlived 3 microwaves, 2 refrigerators, maybe even the person who first bought it. And that was the problem. Tupperware built a bowl so perfect, you only ever had to buy it once. So to survive, it needed a constant river of new customers. And in 1951, it found a way to get them. A single decision, so clever it built an empire, and so sacred that for 73 years, nobody was allowed to touch it. That decision built Tupperware. Then it buried it. So how does the most trusted name in your kitchen end up bankrupt in a Delaware courtroom? It starts with a block of garbage. In 1946, a chemist named Earl Tupper took a lump of industrial waste from DuPont, useless plastic slag. But he refined that garbage into something nobody had ever seen. A flexible, unbreakable bowl with a lid that sealed airtight. Copied from a paint can. It should have changed everything. Instead, in stores, it flopped. The seal had to be burped, and nobody understood it. So customers returned the bowls, complaining the lids didn't fit. But one person was quietly selling them by the thousand. A divorced single mother named Brownie Wise once told that management was no place for a woman. She was moving more Tupperware out of her own living room than entire department stores were moving off their shelves. Her secret was the party. Tupper saw what she was doing. So in 1951, he made the call that built an empire. He pulled Tupperware out of every store shelf in America. From now on, you could only buy it one way, at a party. And the party was genius. A hostess invites her friends. A saleswoman throws a sealed bowl of grape juice across the living room. Nothing spills. You burp it just like a baby, Wise told them. Because for 1950s housewives pushed out of their wartime jobs, this wasn't just a bowl. It was a paycheck. And it came with social permission. Wise's philosophy was simple. You build the people, and they'll build the business. And build it they did. $2 million in sales by 1952, $25 million by 1954, sold by an army 20,000 strong. Wise got so big, she became the first woman ever on the cover of Business Week, and the money only climbed. $500 million a year by 1976. By 1990, the empire was so vast that somewhere on Earth, a new Tupperware party was starting every few seconds. It looked invincible. But here is the part nobody talks about. In 1958, Tupper fired the woman who built all of it, Brownie Wise. No stock, no contract, a small settlement, and he buried every remaining copy of her autobiography in a pit. Remember that. Burying the truth becomes a habit, because the machine that built the empire had a flaw nobody wanted to see. The party wasn't just how Tupperware sold things anymore. The party was Tupperware, and the world it was built for was about to disappear. The world sent Tupperware 3 warnings. It ignored all of them. Warning 1. Through the 70s and 80s, women went to work, full-time, and the stay-at-home hostesses who threw the parties, along with the saleswomen who ran them, both vanished into offices. Stay-at-home moms built Tupperware, so working women killed it. Warning 2. The patents expired. Suddenly, Rubbermaid, Glad, and Ziploc flooded the very store shelves Tupperware was too proud to stand on, with cheaper copies of the same bowl. But warning 3 was the cruelest, because Tupperware was too good. A lifetime warranty. The bowl your mother bought in 1975 still works today. Think about what that means. Gillette got rich selling cheap razors so you'd buy blades forever. Tupperware was that exact model in reverse. Sell one perfect product once, and never see that customer again. So here was the trap. A company with no repeat customers, sold through a party that no longer had any people. And the cruelest twist of all, they found the way out. In 2001, Tupperware quietly tested its bowls in Target. By 2002, it was in every store. And it worked. So they killed it. The party sales force revolted, watching their customers walk into shops instead. So in 2003, to protect the party, Tupperware shut the whole experiment down. That same year, it closed its entire UK business because British customers had already rejected the party years before. They held the cure in their hands. But they chose the disease for 21 more years. Tupperware didn't sell on Amazon until 2022. And even in 2023, almost all of its sales still came from people knocking on doors. Then in 2020, the world handed Tupperware a miracle. Everyone locked at home, everyone cooking, everyone storing leftovers. One last, undeserved chance. And they fumbled it in 18 months. For one strange quarter, it actually worked. Profits quadrupled. The stock exploded from $1 to nearly 30. But nothing underneath had changed. No stores, no website that mattered, and a sales force still shrinking by the day. So the moment lockdowns lifted, gravity returned. Within 2 years, revenue was cut in half. The crown jewel, by the way, wasn't America. It was Indonesia. Then came the sentence no company ever wants to write. April 2023. In an official filing, Tupperware admitted substantial doubt about its ability to continue as a going concern. 9 words that mean, we may not survive the year. And then, something absurd happened. Mean traders found the dying company and, for no real reason, sent the stock up 800% in 2 weeks. A 70-year-old icon turned into a casino chip. But underneath the noise, the truth. Costs up. Freight up. And debt close to $1 billion. September 17th, 2024. Chapter 11. At the very end, almost 500,000 sellers in nearly 70 countries, mostly women, were still throwing parties for a company that had already stopped breathing. 2 months later, the whole brand sold to its lenders for about the price of a single mansion. And Indonesia, the crown jewel, went dark. So, the decision from 1951. Pulling out of stores was the right call. Then, the seal needed a demonstration, and a shelf can't demonstrate. The party didn't just sell the bowl, it explained it. But somewhere across 73 years, the party stopped being a strategy and became an identity. A strategy, you question. An identity, you defend. When retail worked in 2002, they killed it because it threatened the party. The thing built to serve Tupperware had become the thing Tupperware served. The company that once buried its founder's own book spent its final decades burying every warning that came after. The lesson isn't parties are bad or retail is good. It's that every strategy has an expiry date. And the more successful the strategy, the harder it becomes to read the label. Your moat becomes your prison. Your strength calcifies into the one thing you cannot question. Tupperware made a product so good it never needed replacing, sold through friendships that the modern world dissolved. Both were brilliant. Neither had a second act. So here's the uncomfortable question. The thing your business is proudest of, is it still a strategy? Or has it become an identity? Because Tupperware wasn't the first to answer wrong. Kodak invented the digital camera, then buried it to protect film. Every empire is one decision away from its golden age, or its grave. And we're just getting started.